Hola amigos, welcome back to my channel. Recently, I went to Costa Rica for 16 days. In today's video, I would like to share how much I spent. I will separate the expenses into different categories. But before that, I would like to talk about the entry requirements and the extra gears that I brought with me. So use the timestamp down below to go to the section that you want to watch. A negative COVID test result or quarantine is not required to enter Costa Rica. However, if you are not fully vaccinated, you need to purchase travel insurance. The policy needs to cover 50,000 USD medical expenses, including COVID, and 2,000 USD lodging expenses in case of COVID quarantine. There are 3 Costa Rican companies that sell travel insurance with those terms, but they are expensive. It's like $10 a day, which is ridiculous. Instead, I use Traffic. It's a US company. For 16 days, I only paid $30, which is more reasonable. The price depends on your age and the days that you travel, as well as how much extra coverage you prefer. You can just go to their website to have a quick quotation. Second is the Health Pass. You need to fill it in within 72 hours of your departure. Then you will receive a QR code. Personally, I printed out. I was asked to show this QR code when I checked in, as well as before entering the immigration hall in Costa Rica. Third, it's a return ticket. I think it depends on your airline. I was asked when I checked in, but not by the immigration officers in Costa Rica. But they did ask me to provide my hotel name, so prepare it ahead. Entry requirements will be changed in time, therefore when you watch this video, information might not be the same already. Remember to reconfirm before you go. Let's talk about the gears that I brought with me specially for this trip. The first one is this pair of boots. It is not exactly like those wheel hiking boots because the ankle part is soft, but I like it because it is light and super comfy. One time I was in a night tour in a park, it rained like hell, but my feet were still dry. If you only go hiking once in a while for sightseeing purpose, I highly recommend this pair. Some people like to wear a pair of trainers or hiking sandals instead. It's your personal choice. The second is a windbreaker because Costa Rica rained mostly in the afternoon, so it's like my raincoat and I can use it again in my other trips. It's not very breathable, but there are 2 zippers below the underarm area. The last one is water shoes. I bought them from a supermarket a few months ago because in some day trips I went to swim in a waterfall and a river. They can protect me from sharp rocks. Of course, don't forget your sunscreen and mosquito repellent. Now let's dive into the expenses. It is based on my personal experience and judged by traveling alone, and I am not an extreme budget traveler. If you travel with a partner and rent a car, you might spend much less and this video is not suitable for you. The conversion rate that I used in this video is 1 USD to 619 colones. I heard USD can be accepted, but I am not sure if it only applies in the tourist area. Let's start with accommodation first so I can tell you about my route. I arrived at San Jose in the afternoon and there was no shuttle to go to La Fortuna till the next morning, so I stayed in a hotel which is very close to the airport and they offer free shuttle. The place is like in the middle of nowhere, but it's $55 per night, while other airport hotels are way more expensive. It also includes breakfast and a swimming pool. The next morning, I went to La Fortuna and I booked an Airbnb apartment. It cost $106 for 3 nights. It was a little pricey, but I could cook some meals there to even out the cost. And it has air conditioning and a washer. Then I went to Monteverde and spent 3 nights there for $96. Basically, I booked a room and shared a kitchen with the host family. The climate in Monteverde is way much cooler, so air conditioning is not necessary, but the place has a washer. After that, I headed to Memo Antonio. I rented an Airbnb apartment. It cost $164 for 4 nights. It was right on campus and next to the bus stations to Memo Antonio Park. It has an air conditioner and a washer. I think I paid for the location itself. The apartment is not cute at all. It has a pool, but it looks very dirty, so no thank you. My last stop was San Jose again. I stayed in a hotel for 4 nights. It cost $160 with breakfast. The room is spacious and right next to some museums. The total accommodation cost is $542. Second is dining out. A typical plate costs around $8. It has beans with rice, salad, and a piece of meat of your choice, including fish. It is very delicious and filling. If you join a day tour, lunch is included. During the trip, I spent $162 on dining out. I also cooked, mostly dinner. I spent $37 on groceries. In order to go to another destination, I used share shuttle. Each ride was around $57, except from La Fortuna to Monteverde, it cost $30. It was a van, boat, and van journey. The boat passed through the man-made lake, Lake Arena. The ride was very slow, so you could chill and gaze the view. In Monteverde, the public buses to and from the two cloud forests was suspended due to lack of traveler. And I didn't know, so I spent around $25 on taxi for a round trip to each forest. In San Jose, there's Uber, but it is not actually legal, so I had to sit next to the driver instead of sitting at the back. In June, there was sort of curfew at night. I had to use a proper taxi to go to the airport when I left, which cost me $35. For transportation, I spent $291 in total. Next is tour. I joined 3 full-day tours, 4 park-guided tours, and 2 city tours. Everything including admission is $583. Tours in Costa Rica are expensive, but most of the tour guides are very professional and they can speak good English. Also, the transportation and lunches are very good quality. For cell phone plan, people usually recommend the company called Kobe, but it is not available at the airport. You can find Caro instead. I didn't get my SIM card till I arrived at La Fortuna. Somehow the Kobe SIM card didn't work on my phone and the lady in the shop gave me Movistar instead. I paid $3 at the beginning and topped up another $3 during the trip, so I spent around $6 on phone plan. The overall expenses for 16-day trips are $1,621 plus insurance plus ticket. It is very expensive for a half-month trip. Basically, I went for this trip because my tourist visa in Mexico was expired for a while and the countries that I wanted to go were not open in June. Otherwise, I would not go to Costa Rica. I would say it's a nice place to go if you have kids because the national park are amazing with cute animals and tours there are very high quality. But if you are a young traveler, you can have better experience in other countries with a much lower cost. Anyways guys, that's it from me. Remember to subscribe, like, comment and share. I'll see you next time. Bye! I just found an artist doing this beautiful painting. He told me it takes 2 days, to do this.
2 days.
2 days. What's your name?
José.
José. Mucho gusto, José. Qué bonito. Gracias.